Okay, so I figured I was going to go ahead and do an update from my last video. Basically, where I left off last time was we had a background. We had the player able to move up, down, left, and right. And we also had the player able to shoot. If you hit spacebar, they'll shoot a bullet. And we also had an enemy on screen, although it didn't do anything, it was just stationary, it sat in one spot. What I'm going to add this time is I'm going to actually add a second weapon for the player, which is going to be a laser. And I'm also going to make the enemy move. So I'm going to actually make him chase you wherever you're moving on screen. He'll actually follow you. The first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is add the laser. So the first thing we'll start out with doing is go ahead and loading the actual laser image into the program. Okay, so now we've already went ahead and loaded the image into the program. We're going to go ahead and declare a new type, which will be laser. We'll declare the field, and it'll be the X and the Y. And then we're going to go and end type. The next thing we're going to go ahead and do is move down here. We're going to actually now make the player shoot the laser. So we're going to start that out with if key down is 38. So basically it says if key down is the L button, then we're going to have create a new laser. So now we're going to go ahead and set it where we're going to make it set that laser to the player's location. So we're going to make it so the laser's showing up that it's coming from the ship. So basically what this says, it says the laser's x-coordinate is equal to the player's x-coordinate, and the laser's y-coordinate is equal to the player's y-coordinate. Now we're going to go into the for loop. So it's going to be for equal to each laser. So what this does is go ahead and moves the laser image up. So it moves the laser image up the screen. We're now going to go ahead and draw the image. So we went ahead and drew the image right there. Now we're going to tell it if the laser's y-coordinate is less than 0, then delete laser. Basically all this does is deletes the laser if it goes off the top of the screen. Okay. We'll go ahead and load this up now. And you can see we can shoot, and now we have the laser. Okay, we're now going to go on to making the enemy actually move. So basically with this, all we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make the enemy follow you wherever you are going. So to do that, what I'm actually going to do is we're going to go if the player /y is bigger than the enemy /y, then enemy's y-coordinate will be equal to enemy's y-coordinate plus 5. Basically all that this does is move the enemy to we're the player. So if the player's Y coordinate is larger than the enemy's Y coordinate, then it's going to move the enemy basically 5 pixels over towards the enemy, or towards the player. So basically all I have to do is do this for each one. So we'll do if player basically all this does is tell the computer if the player moves up, move the enemy up. If the player moves left, move the enemy left. If the player moves right, move the enemy right. If the player moves down, move the enemy down. So we'll go ahead and load this. And now you can see wherever I move, it moves. Okay. Well, that'll be everything for today. I plan on having another video up. I plan on adding some collision to it, making the enemy actually shoot, bringing scores into it. If you guys have any comments or anything you'd like to see, any questions, just go ahead and leave me a comment or send me a message. So that'll be everything. Thank you.